All right, traders, the watch list video here for Friday, July 9th. The SPY, big gap down today. I think the Dow futures were set to open or in the pre-market, maybe we're down like 500 points. But we gapped down. I'll show you 5-minute candles on the SPY. Gap down, chopped around, tried to roll over, take out the low of day, and then ended up just climbing and holding up fairly well, all things considered. I will say that things are still squinky and pretty whippy. Some nice calls in the chat room though. My favorite is and you'll know why when you see it, was LMFA Alan H, who's kind of our pullback, one of our pullback players, right? Probably looked about like this when he gave the whole number 5 flush, right? We see that all the time where kind of takes out, a pullback takes out the 520, and if you have a whole number sitting right below that, look what happens. It only goes down to 488, and then from there, so if you were sitting under 5, but 488 or 489 or above, you got to move all the way to 781. That's a really neat call. I love those whole number flush pullback plays. Great heads up by Alan H. I didn't put this on the highlight page because I didn't take it myself. I told you guys I probably wasn't going to trade in the first few minutes. I actually mentioned the carve idea about 4 minutes in. I said if carve takes out the high of day, might get going, and you see what it did. The high of day right here was 1768, and it ended up going over $38, which is astounding. Ended up closing way off its highs though, so that's not even on my watch list, but it probably should be. Oh man, I don't know. I didn't write any others down. I know Wayne had a couple good calls. I actually had a nice day, but things were pretty choppy. Like I'm saying, things are changing a little bit, but it is nice to see that big gap down. You know, find some buyers today as far as the overall market goes. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short today. I'm going to go into what I'm watching for tomorrow. Remember, I'm a day trader. I make my money between the bells. I do not hold anything overnight. I actually feel like a fool because I had SPCE on watch coming into today, and it went from a low of 43 to a high of almost 53, so almost a $10 move. And I never made a penny on it. Never got involved. There's the daily. So it gapped down in the opening 5 minutes. You know, had a good $2 or $3 range, and I just never found a way in. Honestly, I mean, I really wasn't watching it because it wasn't a morning gapper. As a matter of fact, it gapped down, but it went out pretty strong. So as I said in last night's video, tomorrow is the last trading day before, I guess, Richard Branson's space flight. So you know, usually on something like that, you get a sell the news thing, but maybe it runs again tomorrow. Today probably was the day to watch it, but I will watch it again tomorrow. I really blew it not getting involved in that one. UTME, which is just a weird daily chart. You had this, it IPO'd and went nuts. And then the bottom fell out in one day. It's been bleeding lower ever since. But for some reason today caught a big bid. So I want to watch it for a follow-up day tomorrow. I did watch that trade today, and it was pretty squinky. So be careful with it. NVFY, just a big rip today. I'm going to watch to see if it gives any kind of follow-through setup. Certainly extended in the short term. CRTD, nice volume, and a pretty strong day. And looks like maybe, let me check. Topped out, yeah, right at the whole number 5. So that might come into play tomorrow. I definitely want to keep this one on watch. BTU had the breakout yesterday, and today with the whole market gapping down, this gap down as well, but kind of interesting because it had a green day and an inside day, right? Topped out right around 10. So over 10 tomorrow, we have yesterday's high of 1054 that could be a target, maybe another catalyst above. So I want to watch that one. DARE, I'm not in love with because it gapped up and created a lot of bag holders, but it did turn up nicely today. And in after hours, I don't know if they had news, but it was trading up over 220 in after hours. Right now, as I'm talking, it's trading at 206, but I want to keep my eyes on that one. ANY, just a very strong chart. I've been talking about this for a few days. Today kind of had a big rip. You still have a potential catalyst right here from about a month ago that topped out at 375. Apparently a lot of shorts in the name, so we're going to keep that one on watch. SWBI, which is Smith & Wesson, had this huge run, and now you're what, 4 days in a row down. Actually took out the 20-day today. Did not give a trade today, did not give a setup, but I'm going to keep this one on bounce watch because it's so far done, you know, a massive move and a partial retracement. So one of these days, maybe we get a nice turn back up. Hopefully it'll meet our intraday entry parameters if that happens. SQBG, I don't love this one because you got a lot of bag holders. This one ran from 872 to 25.25 in one day, and actually had a big follow through the next day before a nasty reversal, then another red day, and today another red day. But I still think it's worth having on watch for because it makes crazy moves. If we get an A plus bounce play setup, we might make some good money there. So it's going to stay on a chart. I was on the fence about putting NEGG on a chart because it had such a crazy move from like in 2 sessions, 20 bucks to almost 80, right? Then the big gap down today and kind of a weak close. I would like to see another, maybe 1 or 2 more red days, and then this might be one of my favorite ones to watch. But sometimes the stock is just so, for lack of a better way of putting it, so stupid strong that you get one red day and then the next day it rips again. So I am going to keep it on a chart. I am a day trader, so why not have it on a chart? QFIN just falling off a cliff here, but if you look to the left, it's definitely got nice support in this area. Big volume today. I like to go to 15-minute candles and look at the last several days. It never broke its opening 15-minute high yesterday or today. The day before that it did and actually gave a little bit of a pop, but then you have 3 days in front of that it still didn't either. So anyway, for that reason, I like it, but I don't love it. I'd like to see like 6 or 7 days where it hasn't broken its early high. But, this has fallen from 44 down to below 24 today and had a nice intraday bounce. Maybe a follow through on that bounce tomorrow. Couple more. CPOP, which IPO'd, about a week ago, a little over a week ago, then had this crazy move. And now you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 red days in a row. Today was pretty narrow range compared to the 3 previous, compared to the opening day. So another decent setup for a potential bounce. It's pretty thin. Be careful with it if you trade it. Watch your position size. And then RSLS, which actually is really, really beaten up and had nice volume day and a strong close, but that's not really why it's on watch. It's on watch because it was just trading near $6 in after hours. Right now it's trading at 5.39, so it's come back quite a bit. If it's still gapping in the morning, I'm going to watch it as a gap play, even though the daily chart's pretty darn ugly. And that's it. That's all I've got. We'll add gappers to this list as well. Be careful out there. I'm not saying don't trade. I'm saying make sure something is A+. Watch your position size. It's not the time to bet the farm right now because I'm seeing things just whip all over the place. So we can always manage risk with proper position size and making sure that the setup is A+. I'm done babbling. We'll see everybody on Friday.